I just woke up from a nap. I told y'all that I'm gonna go live this weekend. I didn't say which day. I didn't say Saturday or Sunday. My goal is to be more organized. So next time I say, "Oh, I'm going to go live," like then I will be organized and be like, "Oh, I'm going live Saturday at this time or Sunday at this time." But I am here because I said I was going to go live to practice the violin. So I'm not going to really be interacting with the chat that much because I'm supposed to be practicing. I'm only going to be on here for like 20 minutes maybe because I am tired. Like I said, I just woke up from a nap, so hopefully I wake up. But I got a bunch of stuff to do, and I'm supposed to be going out tonight. So I'm just going to practice the violin real quick because I made that promise that I will go live and do it. This piece is called something I can't even pronounce this, like Carillius Suite. I don't know, by John Sibelius. I don't know. I'm just here to play, y'all. Like I don't know what this man name is. I don't know none of that. Okay, but yeah, it might be the phone might be too close to the violin, so it might be loud. So you might need to turn your volume down, especially like because sometimes when I play on the E string, it might squeak if I move too fast. But I'm gonna just play like, and I'm gonna just practice the ending. And like I said, I'm gonna be on here for like 20 minutes because I got a bunch of stuff to do. And I don't feel like doing this. I really don't feel like playing the violin at all. Okay. And like I said, I won't be interacting with the chat. My apologies because I am playing the violin. But hey, y'all, I see y'all in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Much love. Thank you for clicking in. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. You know, I gotta practice using my forefinger. My forefinger is tiny. Look how little my forefinger is. I hate using it because it's like it's puny. It's very hard to stretch and play the notes into them, right? So it's easy to just use the open strings, but it doesn't sound as good at all. And it don't sound that good because, like I said, I'm practicing, y'all. This is not like no finished result or nothing like that. Like, please don't get the wrong idea, please. Okay. Hold up, I definitely did something my own way. Oh, that don't sound good at all. Like I said, my forefinger is tiny. Hold up. Sometimes I be having to crack my knuckles before I play because my fingers be feeling like, I don't know, like people who crack their knuckles, you know how like your fingers be feeling like they can't stretch? Like that's how my fingers be feeling. Like I said, I don't like using my pinky, but sometimes I have to. Like on this note, I have to. Because there's no way my other fingers are going to make it up there in time. So if I don't have to, I don't like to use it, but sometimes I do have to. Ooh, hold up. That sounded horrible. Uh-huh. Oh, wait, hold up. Wait, I'm tripping. Okay. supposed to be way faster. Them is, I think those are 30-second notes. I'm looking like, yeah, those are 30-second notes. But I'm going to have to work on playing that faster. It's hard to hit that note. Like I said, my fourth finger is horrible. Hold up. Somebody said, does it read like piano notes with quarter notes? And the violin and the piano actually read, well, the right hand of the piano actually read in the same clef. So the violin is in treble clef, and the piano, the right hand is in treble clef, the left hand is in bass clef. So if you can play the piano, then you can read violin music. Like, I started trying to learn the piano, and I can read the top line because I play the violin, but the bottom line is kind of hard. So I just kind of read it like it's a treble clef. Can I turn this camera around? Hold up. Oh yeah, I can. So you can see the music. So it looks the exact same, but it's just one line. But sometimes in music, you'll have other people's parts in your music. Like, hold up. Somebody said, do you sing too? No, I cannot sing. I cannot sing. You know, y'all be commenting like you can sing. I really can't. That's the wild thing. And I don't know where that came from, because like people never used to think I could sing. But I'm trying to find this other piece where sometimes other people's parts are written into the music, which is nice because you can see their part while they playing, right? But it can also be a little confusing depending on how it's written, because sometimes I look at their part and think it's mine, and I'll be like, wait, am I supposed to be playing? Like, hold up. Somebody said, I wish you did French practice. I've been saying I'm gonna learn how to speak French for real for like 100 years, and I still can't speak French. Oh, hold on, I'm about to show you one piece where it's like the oboe part or something is written into the violin part. So it's like, hold up. Wait, what am I? Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. So it kind of looks like piano music. You know how piano music has the two staves, but it's like treble on top and bass clef on the bottom. So like the oboe part is on top. First of all, why is somebody else's part on the top? I feel like my part should be on the top, right? So like I said, sometimes it's nice because, you know, I can see what they're playing when I'm resting and be like, oh, it's time for me to come in, you know? But sometimes it's confusing because it's like, you know, I default to look at the top, not realizing that's not even my part. So it's, you know, it's helpful and it's confusing. I really want to put our African American intellectualism on display, period. That's what I'm talking about, because I put my ratchetness on display often enough, you know? So let me be intellectual sometime. Somebody said it's like a math equation. You know, it looks like that, but it's really hard when you first learn, but like, when you and honestly, I'm gonna tell you the truth, half the time I can't even read some of this shit. Like, I look up the songs and listen to people play them, and then I be like, oh, that's how I play my part. Like, so like sometimes like I can't even read some of this. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like, them 30-second notes, I still don't know how, like I have to practice playing those faster. Okay. I went up thinking that I was supposed to go up, but I wasn't. So I went up, and then I was like, oh, no, I'm not even supposed to be up there. I'm not even. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. Hold up. And I also have to pay attention to the bowings, because it matters what way your bow is going. Because when you play with a whole orchestra, you're going to look crazy. if you going down, up, and everybody's going up, down. So the bowings do matter, and that's what this means too. Like those little, this is blurry. The little triangles mean your bow should be going up, and the little bracket looking things mean your bow should be going down. So like it does matter what way your bow is going. So sometimes I'm not really practicing the notes because some of this is easy. Like the stuff that's low is easy. I'm practicing the bowings because the way your bow is going does actually matter. Like, okay. Wait, no, that's supposed to be up. No, see, and I just messed something up because that was supposed to be okay. And I did that wrong too, because the last note, because that's the end of the song, it's supposed to go down, up. So I definitely did something wrong there. That's it for me, because like a lot of this stuff, well, a lot of this part, let me not say all of it, it's not actually hard. It's using the right bones, like, because you will look crazy. That's one thing I miss about band, because don't nobody know if you tongue the note or not. Like, you know, nobody's looking to see, like, somebody said play some Vivaldi Four Seasons. You know, that's actually on my laptop. I put it on my laptop. I never printed it out, so I need to print it out. And like, somebody said I would be looking crazy trying to read all that and play that bow would be all of, I ain't gonna hold you. That's why when you look at like people who are just starting, like kids and stuff, or just, you know, maybe adults who just started, they be looking crazy for sure. Like, definitely do, because like sometimes it be like I just gotta play the notes. Like, forget about the bows, bro. Like, it really do be like that. Okay, I'm gonna try to play it right with the bows, and it's faster. You know, and this, okay, I messed up right there. Okay. You know, I was supposed to go up there and I didn't. See, so when I wasn't supposed to go up, I went up, but I wasn't supposed to. Now I was supposed to go up and I didn't. Because, like, see, and that's why you practice though. Okay. Ooh, hold up now. Yeah, I can't play that fast. Hold up. You know what? Because it's supposed to slow down in there. It's always all these like, because music, I'm going to turn the camera around. Hold on. Oh, thank you. I said, you sound dope to me. Not bad at all. Johnson said, do Jews and Russians play primarily minor chord music? I'm not going to hold you. Because I've been in orchestras for a long time, y'all. But I taught myself how to play the violin. So, like, when people, like, people be sitting there like, oh, yeah. Like, we playing Brahms. They're like, oh, yeah, you know, Brahms like the so-and-so. So I be thinking to myself, I don't know what the fuck Brahms likes. Okay? So, like, honestly, I don't be, like, paying attention to who made what piece or what they tend to do. Like, I'm not going to hold y'all, but there's this one Russian song that I really like. It's called Russian Sailor's Dance. It's by, I think his name is like Rimsky-Korsakov or something, but it's actually like really catchy. I'm screaming. Once you mess up, you play a different song. I'm screaming. You in a concert orchestra? I am in a concert orchestra. That's the only reason I started back playing, because I haven't played in forever. But I was like, you know what? It's been about 100 years. I'm trying to look for my case. Hold up. I'm like, and then I'm going to show y'all something. Hold up, in the music, because I'm looking for my case because I've been playing a lot. Wow, I'm learning the harp. That's amazing. You know, I remember one time we performed and there was a harpist. And they actually wear special shoes. Them shoes was ugly as fuck. I was like, ew. Or maybe no, that was the organ player. I was like, ugh, what are those? Like, I don't think harpists wear special shoes. Never mind. That was the organ player. I was like, wow. Jasmine said, I just looked up Russian Sailor's Dance. It's really fast. It is. I think it starts off really fast, but it goes to a normal pace. And I think when I played that, I was a second violin anyway, so it wasn't as hard. But basically, there's two violin parts. First violin part is much harder than the second violin part. Usually, all the time. Yeah, all the time. So when you audition, if you do the best, you get placed as a first violin. And if you don't do the best, you get placed as a second violin, because the second violin part is harder. If I had played second violin on this, I wouldn't even need to practice. The second violin part is way easier for this music that we playing. But right now, I'm putting this stuff on my bow. It's called Rosin. And basically, it's like what makes your bow actually be able to connect to the string, right? If you don't have enough rosin on your bow, then your bow not even really going to connect to the string. And that's why in the end, when I was playing, it was like, I don't know if y'all heard it, but it sounded kind of like, I don't know. It's a certain sound. And you could tell, like, oh, no, I need to put some rosin on this, because it's not even really, like, connecting right. But you scratch it. Somebody told me to scratch it like with a key. I didn't even really scratch mine deeply. I need to go back and do it more. So you can actually get the rosin onto your bow. Somebody said, girl, I ain't wearing them 1500 ass shoes. I think that was the organ player. I don't think it was the harpist. Let me turn around again. Let me turn my camera off again while I turn around, because I'm sure my back looks big as hell. Like, I'm sure. And I already look busted. But anyway, like I told y'all, there's like words in the music too that tells you stuff. That's the thing about music. Everything you need to know in here is in here. Like, this is poco largimento, or what did I say? Largamente? I don't know. But basically, apparently that means slower. Somebody wrote that in, because yeah, like, what are you talking about? But yeah, it's always like Italian words and stuff in the music to tell you what to do. So when you see that, you know, in the end, we slowing down. Like, somebody said, was you athletic growing up? No, I was never athletic. I never played sports or anything, but excuse me, I got a burp. My family, didn't have a car. So I walked a lot growing up. So, like, because I wasn't going to get there if I didn't. So. You know what? And I keep messing this up because, oh my God, like, you see how all of these have like little lines above them, connecting them? That means you're supposed to play them in the same bow. So all of them have these like lines above them, connecting them. Each of these two pairs of notes, you see these two notes have a line, these two notes have a line, these two notes have a line. And then finally you get to the end. Where is it at? Hold up. This one. And you would think, oh, these two notes should have a line, but they don't. So I keep playing them like they have a line, and they don't. That's why my bowing keeps getting off. Somebody said, do you watch any anime? I don't watch anime anymore. I did watch anime growing up. I used to love anime when I was growing up. Like, a lot, and I used to love manga too. And I know somebody's gonna be like, it's pronounced manga, but whatever. I would go to the library and get a bunch of like books and stuff and take it home. And I would watch it as an adult sometime, but I stopped watching it a couple years ago because I feel like every anime got something just really weird in it. Like it's like it could be a completely normal anime and then it'll just be some random, just really like, what the hell is it? Like, why did y'all include this? Like with oh my, or in High School Host Club or whatever. Why were the twins all freaky with each other? Like, why is this in this show? Like, yeah, I feel like every single anime. And then like with Hunter x Hunter, why was Hisoka a pervert? Like, it's always something weird in every anime, literally. That's why I stopped watching it, because I'm just like, what is up with this? Like, it could be something completely normal, and then there's always going to be something weird. Like, whoo. And I'll just get another drink. Oh, that sounds bad. Ooh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You might need to wax the strings, or do they call it so? I don't know what they call it actually. I don't think I need to do it because I did kind of just do it earlier. You're supposed to have a cloth to do it. You're right, I might need to. Let me see. You're supposed to have a dedicated cloth to do it. I just be using my shirt, but only if I'm wearing a t-shirt. If I'm wearing a nice shirt, I won't do it because I'm gonna get rosin all over my shirt. But you're right, because it still don't sound good. Like, it still don't sound good. That does sound way better. You're right. I needed to. You're right. But yeah, I don't know what it's called. I can't think of what it's called. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. I definitely ended up on the wrong bow on that again. It just is what it is. Like I said, that's what I'll be majorly practicing with this at this point, because my bows, I keep ending up in the wrong place. Hold up. That's why I messed up, because look at this. There's a slur over these two notes. Hold up, this junk is not focused. There's a slur over these two notes, but somebody wrote in two up bows. So I slurred it. I looked at the default. Like, so I mean, it is, but like, yeah, that's why I messed up, because they wrote in and go up twice anyway. But like, yeah, somebody said, I think you need rosin. I just put some rosin on it. I just don't sound good. Like, somebody said, what do you enjoy more, chess or playing the violin? I would say, I don't know. I feel like they do different things, because I do enjoy both. But I like playing music because I like to hear music. Is nice. Whereas like playing chess, Don't really give you that, like, I don't know. And in high school I actually stopped playing chess really because of the violin. Because in high school I was on the chess team, and the city tournaments were on Saturdays, but I had orchestra practice and I had to make a choice, and I was like, I'm choosing orchestra. I'll see y'all niggas at state. So like, I don't know. I feel like they kind of do different things though. Somebody said, why are you so insecure about your looks? I am not insecure about my looks at all. I think I look damn good, but I do acknowledge that my back is humongous. I feel like you cannot be insecure about your looks, but also be realistic. And I feel like also, me personally, I feel like you can acknowledge, like, yeah, okay, maybe this is not the greatest thing in the world, but I still like myself, Like, my bottom four teeth are crooked. I mean, would I prefer them to be straight? Yeah, but like, I'm not really insecure about, like, I don't know, like, I don't know. Also, it depends on the angles too, because this is just a bad angle. Like, I'm not insecure about my body either, but like, this is just not a good angle the way that the phone is. Somebody said, do you know how to play On the Beach by, oh Lord, I can't even read that, Lakshminarayana Shankar? I've never heard of that, but I will look it up and I will tell you if I could play it. So I said, yeah, girl, you need writing. Yeah, this just sounds terrible. It really does. Yeah, somebody said a lot of those animes are kind of perverted. Not all, but yeah, no, literally, like, I'm sleepy. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, the freaky twins were just an act for the guests, true. But I don't care. Like, I'm not being freaky with my sibling for nothing. Like, what and why is the guest liking that? Like, what? I feel like I'm still sleepy. I did not wake up. Oh, you have a brilliant mind, your baddie. Thank you so much. That is so nice. I am learning. Oh, I already seen that. Somebody said, do you play any other instruments? My first instrument was actually the saxophone. So I haven't played the saxophone in a long time though, but I could still play it. I feel like the saxophone is a very easy instrument. I'm not gonna hold you. And that's not to cast shade at woodwinds, because other woodwinds are harder than the saxophone. I think the saxophone is just the easy instrument, honestly. Somebody said, are you getting enough protein? Honestly, I was not, because I went and I got a DEXA scan back in August, and then I got another one in January, and I lost weight, right? I lost fat, but I also lost 2 pounds of muscle. So I have been drinking a bunch of protein shakes and stuff in the meantime. Like, somebody said there are apps you can use to assist you with your violin. Honestly, I feel like at this point, apps wouldn't help me with the violin. I could use some apps for the piano for sure, because I can't play the piano at all. I could probably use some apps for the saxophone too. But I feel like at this point in the violin, apps are not going to help me. I feel like the only thing that's really going to help me, because I don't like to call myself like, I never sit there and call myself like a professional musician or anything. No, I'm not, right? But I'm really good at the violin, even though I don't like to call myself like a professional musician or like any sort of like, I don't know, because like I said, I taught myself how to play the violin. So it's like, there's a lot of stuff I don't know, or maybe I could be better at, So, but I do acknowledge that, like, because like I played the violin in college, at a certain point, apps and stuff ain't gonna really help you. The only thing that's gonna really help you is violinists who are like, experts and can teach you. And I'm gonna go in a minute, because like I said, I'm gonna be on here for like 30 minutes, because I just feel like I got so much to do, and I don't even. The only thing I'm about to do is go to the gym and then get ready, because I'm going somewhere tonight. But like, it's already 6 p.m. Like, and I gotta get something to eat too. You can't be drinking on an empty stomach. Come on now. Did you ever do theater? I never did theater. No, I never did theater. I don't think I've even ever actually played the violin for theater. I think one time the orchestra played. I played with the choir before, but I've never even done like theater music for them or anything. I have a really nice voice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, I don't know where that came from, because folks never used to tell me I could sing, y'all. That's definitely a change in the matrix, because somebody said theater is fun as hell, but it don't pay off for black people because our portrayals of entertainment is ass. I'm not shocked to hear that at all. But I went to go see, which I don't know if this is theater. Like, I guess this would be theater. People who started off in theater would go into like, Broadway and doing shows and stuff. But that that show Ain't Too Proud. They came to Detroit. I think they was at the Fisher Building. I'm thinking like, where was I at? No, was it the Fisher Building? Maybe, I don't know. But that was really good. It's about the Temptations. Oh my God, that was really good. And I actually learned a lot because, you know, I'm from Detroit. That's where Motown music is and where the Temptations, you know, were actually, you know, and there was so much I didn't know. Like, and it's crazy because I've lived in Detroit my whole life. I used to take the Dexter bus, right? And for those of y'all from Detroit, you know, the Dexter bus goes up the Grand Boulevard, West Grand Boulevard. And the Motown Museum is right there. And I never went in there until last year when I was like 27, 28 years old. And there is so much stuff. Like, they have stuff from Michael Jackson in there. You got to go in the room. They have pictures up like where the Temptations was sitting, you know. And I'm like, I used to be on the bus every morning and afternoon going to school, driving past this. And I didn't even know this huge piece of history was right here. Like, what? Somebody said, did you see Marvin Sapp closed doors? Until they raised 40K. I did see that. I didn't see the video, but I saw a bunch of posts about it. And I'm cracking up because y'all know I'm not religious. So, you know, like, I mean, I would never be in church tithing nothing because all the pastor gonna do is use it to get a new car. Even when I was religious, I wasn't big on tithes, like putting money in the church. I would take that money and actually help people directly. Like, if I see somebody homeless on the street, yeah, I'll give you that tithe money, right? Or like when kids are selling candy for school or something. I don't even like candy. That just be making my teeth hurt. But I'll give y'all that money, you know, instead of giving it to the church. So I was never big on giving the church tithes. And $40,000, bitch, you can kiss my ass. Like, if it take that much to run a church, you need to figure something the fuck out. Because churches are supposed to be about coming to this bitch, preaching, and maybe giving folks a meal after, helping the homeless, let folks sleep here when it's cold outside. You don't need $40,000 for shit, bitch. Kiss my ass. I'd have whooped everybody in that bitch. Open these doors before I open the gates of hell and rain fury in this bitch because you got me fucked up. Like, what? Somebody said, hey, Flowers, I love your videos. Thank you, Eugene. You are right by me, chickadee. Benjamin said, shout out, please, period. Here's your shout out, Benjamin. Somebody said, hola, hablas español. No, I do not speak Spanish at all. My mama thinks she can speak Spanish, but she can't either. Because she from New York. She swear, oh, I grew up around the Dominicans. I can speak Spanish. That woman cannot speak Spanish. And if she watching it, she gonna be mad. I love you, Ma, but you know you can't speak Spanish, bro. To this day, dog. We order tacos. For those of y'all who don't know, Detroit has a Mexican town, right? Basically, you know how places have Chinatowns, whatever. We ordered tacos, man. So the lady on the phone, my mama like, oh, no meat, beans, please, because you know we're vegetarians, right? So then the lady on the phone, she couldn't really like understand it. My mama said, oh, no carne, frijoles. So then the lady like, oh, so yeah, right? Start speaking Spanish mad fast. My mama like, huh? So then the lady said, nombre. That mean name, right? My mama gonna start saying her phone number. I'm like, Ma, bro, like, what are you saying? Or whatever it was something simple. I'm like, you don't even know how to speak Spanish, bro. Bro, we get there. My mama going there to get the food. I'm sitting in the car, right? Because I'm driving. My mama still can't drive. She from New York. You know they don't drive, right? She was in there for like 20 minutes. Finally, I'm like, Ma, what are you doing? Like, what's the holdup? Of course, the food was wrong, and she had to get them to remake it. I'm like, because you can't speak Spanish, bro. Like, what? Somebody said, please, you say pink cheese, green goose. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. What's up, Flower? What's up with you? The light-skinned girl doing an imitation of Marvin cussing was super funny. Close the motherfucking doors. I didn't see that. Yeah, you out your fucking mind, bitch. I'm sorry. Like, Tony said, true religion is helping the poor, widows, and fatherless. That's the Bible. That's what I'm saying. See, so even when I was a Christian, I was never really big on tithes and offerings, honestly, because, again, kiss my ass. And then where do y'all be at when somebody actually needs y'all ass? Because whenever it's cold or something, and because, you know, Detroit get cold, homeless folks sleeping on the street, shouldn't the churches be open or something to help them? What am I tithing for? Y'all not doing shit with this money. Like, what? Tony said mama is cool. She is cool. I love her very much, but she can't speak Spanish. She cannot speak Spanish. I'll tell you that right now. I will tell you that right now. Let me see. Is there anything old I didn't already? My talented queen purr. Thank you. That's so sweet. Hey, Flower Tuning sounds good. Thank you. You're good. Thank you so much. Your wrist a little flat. Yeah, my wrist is always flat. See, somebody noticed that. See, because when you play the violin, I told y'all I taught myself how to play. That's why when you look at me, I look terrible. Okay, that's why I have such bad posture. So when you play the violin, your wrist is supposed to be like this. But you notice when I play, mine is like this, which makes it hard, honestly, when you're going up, because my wrist is like this and I have to go up, so I have to straighten it, then go up, or like do it in the same step. But like I said, yeah, that's why when you look at me, everything I do looks wrong, because it is. Very demure. Thank you. Your skill high note sound decent though. Thank you. Somebody said, I like the fact that you have hobbies and interests. You know, I try to, because as an adult, it's really hard. Look, y'all, for years I did not have hobbies and interests. You'll really quickly realize all you do is go to work, come home, watch Netflix, go back to work, come home, watch Netflix. Because realistically, who want to come home after working all day and sit down and practice the violin for an hour, or, you know, go out and do whatever? But I be trying to force myself to, though, because it's like, damn, I'm giving my whole life to work. I don't even do nothing I want to do. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. You've got talent. Woo, thank you. That looks too confusing for me. Yeah, well, you know, you start off, you know what, and I'm going to show you my piano books, because they're not nearly as confusing as my violin books, because I can't play the piano. I couldn't play none of this on the piano. Like, somebody said, yeah, that looks too confusing. So when you first start off playing an instrument, your music is not going to look like this. So, like, see, look how simple my piano music is. Like, BFFR. You know, so it's like, you know, when you first start off, your music not gonna look like this. You'll work your way up to it. You'll get more comfortable and stuff. Did you take lessons outside of school? I never took lessons outside of school. My family was broke, okay? We could not afford private lessons outside of school. And that actually really discouraged me, because I remember I was in high school, right? I was in the orchestra in high school. And there were 3 girls in the orchestra who were really good, right? Like, really good. They were the first violinists. They were the girls who took lessons outside of school and were, like, really great, right? Then there was me. You know, I was decent, right? I'm much better now than I was in high school, okay? So at that time, I was decent, but, like, I wasn't, like, super good like them, but I also wasn't bad, right? Then the rest of the orchestra was just trash, because not only did they not take lessons outside of school, they also just didn't care, right? But me, you know, I didn't take lessons outside of school, but I would go home and practice and try because I cared, right? And I remember, would you believe, my raggedy ass orchestra conductor, ooh, I pray an eternity of fire and brimstone on him, because he sucked, bro. He gonna say to me, right? He was like, unless you take private lessons, you never gonna be good enough to play outside of high school. And that was like so heartbreaking to me, because my family didn't have money for private lessons. I'm like, nigga, how much private lessons cost? $50 an hour? Niggas can't even pay the light bill. And you talking about some private violin lessons. Like, nigga, are you dumb? Like, and then it's like, also as the teacher, shouldn't you be trying to look for some ways to help me out or something? Like, oh, you know, if you can't afford it, they got this program where something. Like, my middle school music teacher was much better about that. She's the reason I went to Blue Lake. She reached out to my parents, told them about the scholarships and stuff. And Blue Lake gave me considerable scholarships. That's why, as an adult, I sent money to Blue Lake for their scholarship fund, because that's the only reason I was able to go, because they had a scholarship fund. But I remember that discouraged me so much when that nigga said that shit. That's why when I went to college, I wasn't in the orchestra for years. I didn't join the orchestra in college until I was almost done with my 4th year. But I was a super senior. I ended up being a super senior anyway. So it was spring of my 4th year. But I wasn't about to be done. I didn't finish for another damn, like, year and a half, quite as it's kept it to me, 5.5 years. But yeah, that's why, because when I got to college, I was like, well, shit, it ain't even no point in me trying to audition, because, you know, that goofy ass nigga said, you know, it ain't even no, like, point, like, I'm not going to be good enough to play outside of high school. That's why I'm like, bitch, kiss my ass. Like, you know what? But, you know, and I'm going to tell y'all what ensemble I'm in now later, though. Because, you know, it's weird. It's creepy people. I ain't trying to show it to practice and folks be, you know, on my ass. But guess what? Guess the crazy thing. The ensemble I'm in now. Remember I told y'all them 3 girls in high school was really good, right? They took private lessons and they were really, really good. Guess what? One of them is my stand partner now. And I just had to laugh at the irony, because that funky ass orchestra conductor in high school used to dick suck the hell out of them 3 girls and basically dog the fuck out of me. And now guess what? That's my stand partner. I'm just as good as her. You raggedy, funky ass bitch. Like, I can't stand that nigga. Like, To this day, I can't stand that nigga. I hope I see that nigga. I ain't even gonna do nothing. I'm just be like, ugh, like, you funky hoe. Like, the fact that you in my presence, like, ugh. Somebody said I have to memorize it rather than reading because the scale placement is hard to sit and read and play. You know, I wish that I was more like you. I feel like both of us could learn something from each other because I wish that I could do more like, damn, I can't even think of the word. Oh, my goodness. What is the word? You know, when you jump in and you freestyle. What is the word? I told you I just woke up before I started playing. I can't do that. You know, when people are just playing, I can't jump in and just play. I need the music. So I wish I was more like you. You sound dope to me. Not bad at all. Thank you. You in a concert orchestra? I am. I love the trumpet. I love my trumpet. That's what I'm talking about, period. Yeah, bring in mine. You're a baddie. Thank you. Any Irish songs? I don't think we playing any Irish songs right now. The only Irish song I can remember playing off the top of my head is the Irish washerwoman jig. You know that song like I think I played some Irish song at one point. Excuse me, Lord. I'm going through it. I'm trying to reply to the comments. I'm gonna give it like 5 more minutes. Flower Tower, my son and I are biracial and love watching your videos. We think you are very intelligent and sometimes funny. Thank you. I just wish you weren't so judgmental against all biracials. Honestly, I am not judgmental against biracials, but I do have a very rude way of talking. So sometimes I say stuff, and that's something I struggle with in real life. Like, I'll say something, and people will be like, damn, that was mean. And I'm like, I wasn't even trying to be mean. So, like, you know, on my YouTube, people are always commenting, like, people comment, oh, I wish you didn't hate Africans. I do not hate Africans. Honestly, there's only one group of people that I might say that I hate. That's a certain demographic of people. So, I mean, well, you're half that people, but I mean, like, you know, it's different. Same way you have black, and that's different from being black. Yeah, you have a certain demographic of people, but, you know, like, that's different from being that thing. So, no, I don't hate biracials. But like I said, I do have a very rude way of talking, you know, and that's something that I work on. It's crazy because I sound much nicer than I used to, and I still sound very rude. Like, that shit is insane. Like, yeah, some people in the church don't represent God well. Honestly, that's most religious people. Most religious people, period, Christian, Muslim, whatever, are not good people. Super duper fan man said, bye as fuck. She holds y'all accountable. Yeah, that's what, you know, that's what I attempt to do. Like I said, though, I do have a rude way of talking. Like, sometimes people talking, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Like, oh my God. You know, and yeah, that's something I definitely need to work on. God is good, though. I guess. I heard Prince told him to play like 5 instruments. It's possible. That's what I'm talking about. You know, like, folks like Ray Charles, like come on now. And, you know, so it's possible. Saved and Free said, did you learn by ear? I did not learn by ear. Basically, I'm thinking I started playing in 7th grade, and that was another thing. Them girls in high school who were super good, they started playing when they was like 5 years old. I had only been playing for 2 years. Like, what? But I started playing in 7th grade, and I would just go home and practice and teach myself stuff. I would Google stuff. What do these lines in the music mean? What does this arrow mean? You know? And then when I went to orchestra, I would pick up other stuff because the conductor would be like, oh, poco largamente, come on, slow down. And I'd be like, oh, I guess that means slow down. You know what I'm saying? So I had some assistance. So when I say I taught myself how to play the violin, I never had a private teacher or anything or anybody to correct me. And that's why somebody pointed out your wrist is kind of flat. That's because I never had a private teacher, you know? So, what's your perfect man? Details, please. Physical. Honestly, that nigga can't be ugly. Like, no shade, no tea, but what I'm gonna do with an ugly nigga besides be disgusted? Like, come on now. He gotta be taller than me. One of my exes was like, he was almost my height. Like, if I wore heels, I would have been taller than him. And I didn't like that. Like, you ain't even gotta be that much taller than me, but yeah, you should have a couple inches on me, you know, like, and then he gotta be black, okay? But, aside from that, I don't really have any, like, serious physical details. Somebody said, gotta have a passion for it. Okay, period. Somebody said, what's your OnlyFans? I don't have an OnlyFans, but you can send me some money anyway, bitch. Like, the fuck? You don't need an OnlyFans to send me some money, bitch. My cash app is $ slaybrows. SLAYBROWS. Thank you. Go ahead and send me some shit, because I'm going out tonight. Like I said, you can buy my shit. Thank you very much. 'Cause I'm going out tonight. Like I said, you can buy my shit. Thank you very much. 'Cause I'm going out tonight. Like I said, you can buy my shit. Thank you very much. 'Cause I'm going out tonight. Like I said, you can buy my shit. Thank you very much. 'Cause I'm going out tonight. Like I said, you can buy my shit. Thank you very much. 'Cause I'm going out tonight. Like I said, you can buy my shit. Thank you very much. 'Cause I'm going out tonight. Like I said, you can buy my shit. Thank you very much. 'Cause I'm going out tonight. Like I said, you can buy my shit. Thank you very much. 'Cause I'm going out tonight. Like I said, you can buy my shit. Thank you very much. 'Cause I'm going out tonight. Like I said, you can buy my shit. Thank you very much. 'Cause I'm going out tonight. Like I said, you Learning all the skills first. That's very true. And let me let you in on the secret. I still don't know my skills. My family constantly begs for money. That's why I've had to keep my distance. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Because I got some family members, that'll pocket watch me to the point where it's like, I ain't even get paid yet, and you already trying to spend my money. Like, they be like, oh, on Friday, can you send me $50 for the light bill? Bitch, I didn't even get my money yet. Like, what do you mean, bro? How you spending my money before I got it? Like, what the fuck? Somebody said bro is a rapper. I guess he referred to that story I said about that raggedy ass orchestra conductor, you stinking ass hoe. Like, I hate that nigga. Same here. That's why I left music. They were trying to make that mandatory at school, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna ask my family for that. How you gonna make that mandatory unless you unless you giving somebody some money? First of all, maybe they don't have a time period, right? But then in addition to that, how you gonna make it mandatory? Which, I mean, okay, I guess like schools make stuff like, maybe like I'm thinking uniforms, but no, they didn't even make uniforms mandatory to pay for the stuff I was in. Like in chess, when we got like matching uniforms when we went to nationals, we fundraised for all that stuff. So like, if you gonna make it mandatory for people to have private lessons, y'all need to be fundraising. Clearly some families can't afford that. Like, what? Tony said he underestimated our genius. Dude was a lame. Thank you very much. That nigga was a lame, and he a hoe ass nigga too. Hoe ass nigga too. In high school, band was 0 period, first period, after school, some weekends and all summer. My high school had a rotating schedule, so the hour that you had stuff changed every day. So I had band A hour, which was first hour, and I had orchestra B hour. Then, because that was 10th grade, then I had like, I don't even remember what I had C hour, maybe like history or something, I don't know. And D hour, I think I definitely had French. E hour, I can't remember. F hour, G hour, I can't remember none of that shit now. But basically the way the schedule went, on A days, we would go A, B, C, D, E, F, G classes. Then on B days, the first hour would drop off. So we go, on A days, we would go A, B, C, D, E, F classes. And G hour wasn't on it. Then B days, A hour would drop off and G hour would jump onto the bottom. So we go B, C, D, E, F, G. Then on C days, B hour dropped off and we go C, D, E, F, G, A. Then on D days, C hour dropped off. We go D, E, F, G, A, whatever. You get my point. So it was nice because every day something dropped off. So you was like, okay, I ain't got to do my homework for that class until whenever, and then that also kind of fixed the issue of, kids get to school late. A lot of kids are perpetually late, right? So it's like, if you got the same first hour every day, you're going to miss that class every day and just fail it. But since the first hour is changing, then you only miss that class once in a while. So it kind of spaces out. Somebody said, what's the stand partner? Stand partner is the person you sit next to. Basically, when you audition, you all get placed, right? And your stand partner is right next to you. So y'all were the closest in scores, basically, right? So a music stand is where you put your music at. So y'all share a stand in the orchestra. Somebody said, hey, beautiful lady, I'm sorry I'm late for the live. That's okay. Thanks for coming. I love Flower Tower. Thank you. I love you too. Somebody said, I miss your older videos from 2023. Which videos? Do you mean like a specific video or like just the style of them? Because I will say I am much nicer now. I just made a video today and I was like, wow, if I made this video a couple years ago, I would have been cutting up. But now I'm all nice and, understanding and kind. Come on now. Yep, words carry weight. Yes, speak truth and kindness. Play by ear, yes. Improvise, yes. Thank you, yeah. Somebody said, I feel like you call out people's hypocrisy, especially when people weaponize their culture against Black Americans. Yes, and that's honestly what the video I recorded today was about. I haven't posted it yet. I don't even think it's on YouTube for like the people who are early like subscribers and stuff. But I'm gonna put it up for them today. But yeah, a lot of like there was this guy on Twitter. He was a Nigerian guy, and he was like, oh, like claiming to be American is a choice in this administration. Black Americans are claiming to be American, so and so and so. I said, I don't give a damn what administration is in office. Bitch, I'm American. Like what? That's like telling Africans they can't claim their country because the leaders are sellouts. They're still whatever Cameroonian, Nigerian, Togolese. I don't know. Is that what you call people from Togo? I don't know. Right? But yeah, maybe the administration that's in office is messed up, but that doesn't change the fact that there are still those things and they can still rep those things, right? So then he got to talking about, oh, well, why would you even want to rep America? Look at the history, how they treated you, slavery, Jim Crow, so and so and so. I said, all of that is true of the Caribbean, first of all. Like, they were enslaved and treated horribly there. Like, have you ever heard of how some slaves were sent to the Caribbean to be seasoned? They were literally tortured there. Like, what are you saying, right? Then I said, that's also true of most of these African countries. These countries weren't a thing until white people came and made these borders and tortured y'all. But you still claim them. You still got a Nigerian flag in your bio, goofball. So then he said, oh, well, y'all are the minority in America. When people think of America, they think of white people. I said, black people in Guyana are the minority. Black people in Trinidad are the minority. Black Dominicans are the minority. Black Cubans are the minority. Yet those people still claim those identities. And you ain't got no issue with it. So clearly that's not your issue with black Americans, right? So then he said, what did he say next? He said, I forget what he said. He said, oh, well, the white people aren't still in the power in those places. I said half of the Caribbean is still under the fucking monarchy. Like, what are you saying, right? So I said, what is your actual issue with black Americans? Because it can't be none of this shit you claiming that it is. It can't be none of that, because all of that shit also applies to Caribbean and Africa. So what is actually your issue here, right? So then he finally admits, oh, well, America's a first world country. I said, okay, so your issue is the fact that black Americans were born into a first world country, but you tried to turn it into, oh, y'all are the minority there, and look at your history there, and so and so and so. Just say you're mad that black Americans were born into a first world country, and you weren't, and stop trying to make it about, yeah, it's actually about the minority status of so and so and so. And that's why it's important to know shit about these people and to visit these places, because they will sit there and lie directly in your fucking face. And the average black American can't clock their tea, because realistically, the average black American is not paying attention to other groups of black people, right? So they'll sit there and paint their disdain for black Americans behind some wall and claim that it's about, oh, well, look at how white people treat y'all, or, oh, look at so and so. But that's not actually what it's about. Just be upfront with what the fuck it is your issue with black Americans. And I made a good comparison in that video. Y'all can just watch it when I post it. But anyway, I was cooking. I really was cooking, okay? Gullah Geechee language is not slang. Period. Eat them up. Gullah Geechee is not slang. Flower Tower dates Africans, and she wants biracials to speak to their experiences being biracials. I do date Africans, yes. I date black guys, period. So if they're African American, if they're African, if they're Caribbean, and they're not ignorant, because I don't like that ignorant shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, and your family can't be ignorant either, because I'm going to have to cuss their ass out, and that's going to be my kids' family, and I ain't setting them up like that. Like, come on. Ooh, Know Thyself said, y'all hit that like button and subscribe, period. Thank you. Shout out to you. Tequila Butler said, Lissi needs some clothes. Chill on Lissi. Lissi is living her best life. I'm going to have to bring her on live next time. She in my bedroom. I have 2 bedrooms. She in the other room. Chill on Lissi. She got some clothes. She be wearing her little bodysuit. Dang. Tony said, you gangster. You gotta like me. I'm a retired thug, okay? I'm not gangster anymore. I'm a law-abiding citizen these days. Jasmine Pearl says, does your mom speak Gullah? She does not. I don't even know if my family is Gullah. Like, I don't know, because, I mean, like, my family makes, like, like that red rice, Gullah people eating stuff, and different stuff like that. And my mom did mention one time, like, oh, like her parents and grandparents used to speak something they couldn't really understand. For all I know, they might have just been speaking some serious AAVE. I don't know, but no, my mom doesn't speak Gullah. Somebody said, Know Thyself. She's not gangster, bro. I would say, I wouldn't say I've ever been gangster, but I was definitely a crash out, and I really wasn't scared of shit. And I don't think that's a good thing. Back then, shit, it was great. But now, I don't think that's a good thing. I think that you should be scared of some stuff. You shouldn't be willing to fight anybody in the street. Anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I am dark skinned, but I am not ugly. I got a wife, though. But that's good. That's good. I think Flower Tower will need a tall, dark-skinned man who speaks French and Spanish and plays piano and has a good job. Good job is very important, because I'm sorry, but broke niggas, what I'm going to do with a broke nigga besides be broke with you? Maybe it's because my family used to be broke, but I'm not interested in no broke-ass niggas. I'm trying to get away from that. Tony said, how tall are you? I'm like 5'6". Jasmine said, I remember you said you had a brother that speaks Chinese. Yes, my brother lived in China for like 7 years. He actually just moved back like last August, so he does speak Chinese. I asked him if he was fluent. I think he said he's fluent in French, first of all. He is fluent in French, But he said he doesn't feel like he's fluent in Chinese, even though like he could understand what people were saying and navigate his way around China and stuff. He doesn't feel like he's fluent in Chinese because Chinese is hard as fuck. So he's been learning the characters and stuff since he got back and everything. My mom was only 5'2", but she only dated men who were 5'10" and above. I'm screaming. And I mean, you know what? I wouldn't even want a man that much taller than me, though. Because, like, I was in Kroger the other day. It was this big, tall man. I was like, oh, excuse me. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, how does that even work? Like, I don't want to be vulgar, but, like, y'all trying to hunch a nigga 2 feet taller than you? Like, how does, you know? So, I do want a man taller than me, but, like, I don't want him to be way taller than me. Like, somebody said my dad used to beat on my mom, sister, and me, so I left. Family isn't always good. That's very true. That's very true. Some motherfuckers you related to by blood, but wouldn't consider them family. That's very, very true. I love being a Black American. We are the best. That's what I'm talking about. I love being a Black American. Have you watched the Boondocks? I loved your Avatar: The Last Airbender reviews and other cartoon reviews. I used to watch the Boondocks in middle school. I haven't watched it as an adult, though. I don't know what it's on. Where can I watch the Boondocks at as an adult? I used to love it. But, you know, I just found this website. I'm not going to say the name of it because YouTube not going to delete my video. But everything is on there. So I'm going to see if it's on there. And I will start watching it, honestly, probably like tomorrow. Because I just finished this one show, The Watchers. Not the movie The Watchers, okay? And I don't know if I recommend that, y'all. It's weird because I'm going to watch the second season. And after the second season, I'll tell y'all for sure, oh, yeah, go watch it or not. But as of right now, with just the first season, I don't think I recommend it right now. Somebody said Flower Tar got a sexy voice. Really? I've never heard that I have a sexy voice. I feel like I sound like a nigga. Like, I don't know. Somebody said, when do you guys perform? At the end of April. I gotta check the exact date. Metamorph said, we had our own music at Stan. You know, I'm thinking, in high school, did we have stand partners? I feel like we had stand partners in high school, too. But I've always had stand partners. You know, like in high school, college, Blue Lake, I've always had stand partners. Unless, because at Blue Lake, y'all, that's back when I was in high school, when I was trash. I was so bad, y'all. Blue Lake is when I made a promise to myself, because I think I was going into 9th grade or coming out of 9th grade, because I went to Blue Lake for 2 years in a row. And I was so bad, y'all. First of all, I was in the lowest orchestra, right? And then I was all the way in the back, like last chair. And I was right in front of the percussion. So them niggas was banging drums right in my ear. I was like, that was when I made a promise to myself. I was like, I can no longer be trash. I never want to sit back here again. Hell no. And then I was back there with the brass players too. And you know, them brass players, I'm sorry. Brass instruments have spit valves. They gotta let the spit out. So they was back there doing that shit. And I hate spit. Like, that's why I was like, oh no. I gotta glow up at this violin shit. Like, oh no. 111 Theory said, them old videos are facts. I agree. And you know what I just said today in that video I made about that Twitter interaction? Everything I said in this video, I would say in those old videos, but I just said it differently because I don't like dragging people no more. Sometimes you got to. Sometimes you definitely got to. But, you know, like, I try to avoid it. Somebody said the Conquistadora Colombiana video was funny just because of the title. I'm screaming, you know. And I still have them old videos because I record my videos on Snapchat. So I have all those old videos. I just have to go back and find them, you know. Somebody said, with your vegetarian diet, was you physically superior to your peers growing up? Honestly, I don't know because, like I said, I never really played sports or anything. But the interesting thing is when I went to go get my DEXA scan back in August, right? You would look at me and assume, oh, she's just overweight. Just that is what it is, right? First of all, my muscle percentage, because when you get a DEXA scan, it tells you your fat, your muscle, all of this other stuff, and it tells you, oh, you need to get more muscle or lose fat, get more fat, whatever, right? So my muscle was actually in the excellent range, okay? So even though I am overweight, I need to lose fat, but I don't necessarily need to gain muscle, right? And when I went back in January and I actually lost 2 pounds of muscle, my muscle was still in the excellent range. So, like, you know, so I do have a lot of muscles. And, you know, the other funny thing, and this guy said this both times I came, right? Because it was the same guy working. He was like, did you used to wrestle or something? I said, wrestle? No, because like I told y'all, I never did sports at all. Like, I didn't even do no low impact sports. Forget about wrestling. Like, what? So he was like, did you ever like strength train? I was like, no. Like, why are you asking me this? He said, you got some of the strongest bones I've ever seen. I only see bones like that on people who wrestled and strength trained and stuff like that. I don't see that even on normal athletes. Like if you're a basketball player or something, I don't even see that. And I was like, no, I've never wrestled, never strength trained or anything like that. I said, honestly, the only thing I can tell you is that I was raised a vegetarian. So I probably got a lot of bone building, calcium and shit, honestly. You know, and that's funny because growing up, when I was a kid, those got milk ads were really popular. You remember like they would have celebrities on TV, got milk, they drink the milk and had the milk mustache, right? That was really popular. And they were always pushing, you need milk to build strong bones. And I remember that kind of bothered me growing up because I didn't drink milk. So I'm not a vegan, but it's weird because like I'll eat something if it has milk in it. Like I'll eat a regular cheese pizza. We know, you need milk to make cheese, right? I'll eat a baked good that has milk in it, right? But I'll never just drink a cup of milk. Like if I'm ever eating cereal, I'm not going to use cow milk. I'm going to use rice milk, right? So compared to the average person, I was drinking probably 95% less milk than, the average person. Yet I have stronger bones than all of the people who were drinking milk. That makes me think about how this healthcare system is a load of crap. Y'all really push this narrative. Oh yeah, you need milk for strong bones. Whole time, I never drank milk and my bones are stronger than like, yeah, that junk is wild. Somebody said, Flower, what do you think happens when we die? Honestly, I don't know. I would say I'm agnostic. I'm not religious, but I'm not, I'm not really atheist. I do think there is more to this than we know. Absolutely. Like I remember one time I was in college, I was in biochemistry lecture. And I remember we were learning something. I don't even remember what we were learning. And I was like, wow, that's really like, I'm like, that's really complicated. You telling me that just happened to happen evolutionarily? And I remember somebody kept asking the professor questions. Well, why does this? Why does that? Why does? And finally the professor was like, I don't know. Like maybe there's a higher being. I don't motherfucking know. Like, so honestly, I don't know what happens when we die. I'll have to sit here and think about that for a second because, and I like looking at those stories where like nurses work in a hospital and they'll be with somebody when they die and the person will like see like they wife or something, and be like, oh, I'm ready to go, like, so I don't know. I think it's definitely, I don't know. I can't tell you what. Somebody said, I miss your old stuff from 2023 was better. It made me happy. Everything I see in a new video be more mean. Really? Now you think my videos are more mean? I don't think my videos are more mean. I think I'm much nicer. Like, much nicer. I used to be a mean ass bitch. I'm not going to hold you. I was very mean up until like almost my mid-20s. Like, even when I started YouTube, because I started YouTube 5 years ago in 2020. April of 2020. It's almost been 5 years exactly. And I was still a mean ass bitch. Like... Somebody said Black Americans is 50 million strong, period. Period. Might be easier. Yeah, it might be easier to just accept people resent America, and because of that, they unfortunately resent Black Americans. That's true, and that's what I'm telling folks. Just say that. If you resent Black Americans, just say that. Don't try to make it about, oh, it's because Black Americans are the minority, because if that was the case, you would have the same issues with Caribbean and stuff. Just say that. That's what I be irritated by that in real life. Just say what you, like, it's no need to hide or beat around the bush or whatever. Like, somebody said they have so much hatred and jealousy toward us. Like, we didn't even choose to be here. I don't travel, but I know people from these countries. That's true. And I've never been to Africa. I've only been to 2 places in the Caribbean. I need to travel more. I need some money. I need some PTO. What song is that where it started? I need some money, nigga. Like, that's literally me, bro. But, traveling, I will say I encounter a lot of good stuff with Caribbeans, at least. Like I said, I've never been to Africa. We were having some conversation about white people. I was just sitting there listening, doing my investigative, detective flower tower shit. But they were saying some real shit. Like, honestly, they was on some real shit. They wasn't cooning for the most part, right? So I do come across some good stuff. I come across some bad stuff too, though, because you do come across some ignorant motherfuckers. Like, one dude was talking about, yeah, my dad said Black Americans are lazy and shit. I said, didn't your daddy ditch you? And your island is smaller than Detroit, so you would see that nigga and he still wouldn't raise you. And you taking that nigga's opinions on who's trifling seriously or not? I wouldn't take that nigga's opinion on whether it's raining outside seriously. Are you for real? Like, what? You know, Cuba had something like a hair. I did not know that. You know, I did not know that. And it's funny because growing up, and even now, history is not my favorite subject. Like, but it's something that I study because you need to. Somebody said, do you get discriminated too? I'm not sure if you're asking me, honestly, like in real life, because I'm from Detroit where pretty much everybody is black, right? It's not as much discrimination, but there's definitely discrimination. I experienced a lot of it in college, absolutely. You know, so even somebody from a black city experiences that. Um, Somebody said, we know non-black people wearing black hairstyles looks terrible. Well, what are your thoughts on non-black people born with what is usually perceived as black features, like a bigger butt? Hey, I mean, you born with what you born with. Like, and sometimes the features come together well, but sometimes they don't. Like, it's this guy, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He works, I'm not going to even say where he work at, because that's going to narrow it down considerably. Everybody going to be like, damn, I know exactly who she's talking about, okay? But he works at an Asian restaurant, right? And he is clearly half black and half Asian. And when I tell you, this is the ugliest man I've ever seen in my life. Like, literally, his features didn't mix right. Like, it looks like a black person's face superimposed on top of an Asian person's face. It literally just looks horrific. Like, every time I go in there, I see him, I'm like, damn, this is literally the ugliest motherfucker I've ever seen, right? But sometimes, your features mixed right. Sometimes, like for example, I think Doja Cat has a big butt. I think, and it looks fine on her, right? And I always bring up Doja Cat as an example because I love Doja Cat's music. Now, she is crazy. She got a lot of issues, but y'all get my point, right? Sometimes it looks fine on you. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm sorry. And then this person followed up. They said, do you think it still looks terrible? Like, should they have surgery? It just depends. Did your features mix well, mesh well? And if they didn't and you look terrible, then I'm sorry, but it is what it is. But I mean, it's ugly folks. It's ugly black people. You know what I'm saying? It's ugly white people. It's ugly folks who ain't mixed, who still look fucking terrible. So, I mean, that's up to you if you look terrible, if you want surgery, or maybe you just, you come to terms with looking a mess. Up to you. I don't know, but it is what it is. Somebody said, yeah, that's Gullah. Are they from South Carolina, Georgia, or Florida? They are from South Carolina. So my mom's parents were from South Carolina. And everybody before them was from South Carolina. So my mom and her siblings were the first ones born outside of South Carolina. So yes, but I don't think they are from what is considered the low country of South Carolina, because I've looked that up before, like where do Gullah people live in South Carolina, and I don't know. I said a lot of Gullah people don't know they are Gullah because we didn't classify ourselves back in the day. Maybe, yeah, that might be it. I said, stand up for yourself, flower, period. That's what I'm talking about. I'm standing on business all 2K25. Somebody says a compliment when I said you're not gangster. Oh, okay, yeah. And like I said, I think that it is a compliment at this point in my life as well. I do think that is a compliment. What's good, flower? I'm good. How are you? They probably would speak it Tut, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. My grandparents been dead. My family, they have kids really late. So my grandparents was born in like 1905 and 1912 or something. They been dead. So it ain't like I can ask them. I could ask my mama and her siblings because most of her siblings are still alive. Somebody said, girl, he need to teach you French. He be trying to teach me French. My brother be trying to teach me French. I feel like what I need to do is go to Canada. I need to go to Quebec or something and just be immersed in it, because I don't know. Somebody said, I actually love Flower Tower. She need a solid man. No chump, but a knowledgeable warrior. I'm a screaming. I'm from all black suburbs. Why hood people like to put suburban people down? Honestly, I think that hood people side-eye suburban people because most of the time when you say suburbs, you're not talking about no all black suburbs, okay? So you specify all black, okay? But most of the time when somebody's from the suburbs, they grow up around a bunch of white people. And a lot of times they look down on people from the hood. So, you'll hear them say stuff like, oh, yeah, those ghetto blacks didn't like me because I talked proper. Like, what the hell? So I think it goes both ways. That's true. If we move to Ghana, Gambia, Senegal, Kenya, they will say we are colonizing them like Liberia. That's very true. That's very true. But they ass can move all up in our neighborhoods and take all our scholarships and everything is just good in the hood if you ask them. Everything is just good in the hood. Somebody said, no, your voice and your manner are very feminine. Being Malcolm X with it makes you even run. That's interesting. I never thought I had a very feminine voice. I feel like I sound like I don't know, like, I don't know. Metamorph said, I started second and moved up to first. Yep. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, they do have different trumpet parts. I'm like, what? But yeah. Okay, I think most everybody has different parts. This message is held for review, and yeah, and I'm not approving that, Gerard here. Surely not. Somebody said the more you go live, the more people come on. You know, and I said my YouTube resolution for 2025 was that I need to go live once a month, right? And I went live in January. Then at the beginning of February, my raggedy ass laptop, the camera stopped working. That junk ain't been working since. I finally fixed the problem, so now I'm gonna make it a YouTube resolution to go live more often, like I initially said, before my raggedy ass laptop started acting a fool. Somebody said, what do you think happened to the twins dying in the Georgia mountain? You know what I think happened. Somebody said, you eat a lot of vegetables, folate makes bone strong. Yeah, that's something. Yeah, because I'm like, somebody said, I could never be a vegetarian. I'm a Leo. I need meat and lots of protein. I think meat is disgusting, but to be fair, I was raised a vegetarian. Y'all know I told y'all that story about when I ordered them tacos. You know, the tacos come like covered in cheese and stuff. So I didn't realize it was beef, and I bit it. That shit was disgusting. Like, people have always asked me, oh, would you eat meat? And I was always like, I don't know, you know, but now, fuck no. I don't even want, that shit is nasty as fuck. But honestly, I don't get why people say, they need lots of protein. I mean, it's true. Meat is easier to get protein from, you know, like, clearly, right? Some chicken got more protein than broccoli in it. But it's definitely not impossible. There are vegan bodybuilders. And like I said, when I went to get my DEXA scan, I had muscle mass in the elite range, so it's definitely not impossible. Somebody said I eat flaxseed, maca, mesa, I don't know, iron and sea moss, baby. That's what I'm talking about. See, I don't eat none of that besides iron, but shit, I guess if you eat you a well-rounded diet. Milk is nasty to me. Milk is nasty to me too. Milk is kind of gross. I'm not gonna hold you. They said they pushed milk because cows were overproducing it. That's wild. That's wild that cows were overproducing milk. And they started pushing it like, yeah, let's just say you need it for strong bones. Because didn't a study come out that now says drinking a bunch of milk might be bad for your bones? Like, that's what I'm talking about. See, the healthcare industry is just fucked. What is your blood type? I think my blood type is O positive. It is not O negative. It is, I think, O positive. We truthfully never die. Somebody said, I think we just died. Somebody else said we truthfully never die. See, I'd have to think more about what I believe. We have to say, fly from out. Chill on, Lissi. You know, I'm finna go get Lissi. Give me 1 second. Wait, hold up. I'm finna put my violin up and bring Lissi. Because I'm gonna be on here for like a few more minutes. Because I told y'all I gotta go to the gym. And, hold up. I'm putting my violin up. Let me go get Lissi out the other room. Give me 1 second. Because y'all gonna keep speaking on her name. Y'all hear her coming too. Y'all hear them little eyeballs? Lissy's so cute. Oh, she's so little and cute. See, folks keep speaking on Lissy's name. And she be minding her business. Just being little and sweet and cute. First, somebody said Lissi needs some new clothes. She just be minding her business. FBA Pride Worldwide. Period. Tony said, I don't believe you were mean for no reason. You know what? I really was. I really was. And you know, a lot of times I would say, I wasn't mean. I was just truthful. And that's true. Because I ain't never lied. But I really do think it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because I was very rude. I really was. And it's crazy because when people meet me now, they're like, what? I can't see that. I was a bitch. I really was. And you know, it came from the fact my daddy got a badass attitude. So when you grow up in a house where somebody talk crazy, that's kind of just going to be how you talk, you know, and it just kind of becomes normal. So it just was like, yeah. Somebody said, you are direct but fair. I love how you try to put yourself in other shoes. Yes, thank you. And that's how I am now, direct but fair. Before, I was just a mean ass bitch. I would just be like, I could wake up in the morning and see somebody and be like, you just ugly as fuck. Like, I don't even want to look at you right now. Like, get the fuck out of my face till I wake up. Like, but now, yes, I am direct but fair. Thank you. I do agree with that. I said most black Americans is dark skin and brown skin. Thank you. Like, listen, you can make money traveling. That's what I need. Unless you're talking about them Dubai traveling. So I don't know about that now. Oh, traveling videos. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, vlogs and stuff. Okay, I agree with that. Your lips are beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, nothing more lazy than his Caribbean dad leaving his family. That's what I mean about hypocrisy. They have extreme delusion about being pious. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Like, your funky ass daddy literally ditched you, nigga. And you sitting here, you listening to him talking about, like, that black Americans are whatever. Like, you out your fucking mind. Somebody said mixed people are cringe sometimes. That's true. It is true. Yeah. Somebody said, what's your favorite movie? I'm not going to hold you. The first movie that comes to mind is The Little Mermaid. When I was a kid, oh my God. Because The Little Mermaid, I'm thinking, was The Little Mermaid the most recent Disney princess when I was born? I don't think so. Because The Little Mermaid was 1989. I feel like Beauty and the Beast was like 1990. And like Aladdin or something. I don't know. But The Little Mermaid was my movie. When I tell y'all, everybody I know, my family hates that movie to this day because when I was a kid, I would watch that movie every day. Like, even as an adult, I still watch that movie. I love The Little Mermaid. And I love The Little Mermaid so much, of course, I had to go see the one with Halle Bailey. And I like that one, too. I did like that one, too. But I'm not going to hold y'all. I think I'm sticking to the original because that's just the one that I grew up with. I love The Little Mermaid. Come on now. Can you do open panels? Absolutely. But how would that look? What would that look like? My grandparents were born around 1917. I thought I was the only one. You got me beat though. Yeah, my family has kids really, really late. Would you say self-hating black men who date white women have mommy issues? I have a friend who says that's the case. Honestly, I think that's the case sometimes. Sometimes, you know, if your parent, like, abuses you or something, then, yeah, you're going to have, like, negative perception. Like, I've told y'all that story. When I went to Blue Lake, that biracial girl was like, yeah, I have a lot of animosity towards black people because my black dad abandoned me. And I was like, all right, then. Like, so, you know, yeah, if you have issues with the parent, you can project that to every person who is of the same background as that parent. But at the same time, I also feel like some people just have issues with themselves. Like, so some black men, I feel like they might not have issues with their mothers. They just have issues with blackness, you know, and it's easier to direct it at black women than to direct it at themselves, you know. So are there any video games you like to play? You know, I used to play video games growing up because my brothers were into Xbox. So, you know, I'll play Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty and stuff with them. But I don't really play video games now. I don't know. I never really been interested in buying a gaming console. I don't know. But if, like, somebody had it, I might play it. I do still play StarCraft because I don't know. Maybe it's because, like, it's on my computer, so it's easily accessible. I don't think I really care enough to buy a whole gaming console, you know. So, I don't know. What's my zodiac sign? I am a Cancer. I'm a July Cancer. I like how you stay on top of how other groups see us. Thank you. Thank you. Ugh, try some baked chicken and fried chicken. Ugh, y'all remember Flavor of Love? And I just recorded this short. I didn't make it public yet, though. And Flavor of Love, when they was cooking chicken for Flavor Flav, I ain't even talking about hottie nasty ass chicken. But y'all remember that one lady, I forget her name, she was like, ugh, chicken meat. And that's literally me. Ugh. Ugh. So nobody eats ice cream. I do eat ice cream. Like I said, I'll eat stuff that has milk in it. So I eat regular ice cream. But now as an adult, I do buy vegan ice cream a lot of times. Sometimes I won't buy it because it costs more. But if it's on sale, or if I ring it up as the regular one, you know. But yeah, I'll get the vegan ice cream. Because again, sometimes I just think about milk. Like, I like eggs. I really like eggs. But sometimes I think about eggs and I'll be like, ugh. Like, when you actually think about what eggs are, that shit is kind of gross. Like, I know you don't like horror movies, but you should watch the documentary Horror Noir. It's about the history of black horror. Oh, I really don't like horror movies. Oh, my goodness. I told you I just watched The Watchers, and that wasn't even, like, scary. But, like, I was scared to go to sleep. Like, every night when I watched that, I'd be like, Like, that shit kind of had me like, I feel like we don't have enough dark-skinned dolls. I agree. And it was especially bad when I was a kid. Lissi is an old doll. I was just thinking about that. Lissi is a well-made doll. These dolls were made when I was a kid. Lissi is like 30 years old because I got this one off of eBay from somebody else. So this is a secondhand Lissi. So these are really well-made dolls. You know, if they made a doll in 2025, the eyeballs will be falling off, the eyebrows will be going, the head will come off, you know. But my girl Lissi, she going strong. Hold up now. Somebody said, I built my own home gym. Best investment ever. I be thinking about that. Like, I don't know, though. Somebody said, here we go. Flower Tower has finally been possessed. That Lissi ain't possessing nobody. That Lissi minding her business. I don't know why Lissi gets such bad flack when she's such a sweet little thing. Yes, it's Lissi. Oh, mwah. Did you watch Siren Ashitimasu, a Black American who talks about a culture? I've never watched that. Is that person on YouTube? I've never seen him. Somebody said, you said you gave away your cat because of the litter box smell. Yeah, that shit was gross. And I was changing the litter twice a day. I would leave out in the morning before work and I would change that litter, right? Which I don't like doing because I'm paranoid. I don't like taking the trash out when it's dark. So I'm like, because it could be anything out there. First of all, it could be robbers and rapers, and it could be animals and shit too, right? So first of all, I didn't like taking the trash out twice a day, but I would do it just because that shit is gross. And then I take it out again, like before I went to bed, you know, after I got home, and the shit was still stinking. Yeah, I recommend a rabbit. They're like cats, but not overly in your face for attention like cats or dogs. Jar said, do you think it's good, excuse me, how Black people glorify the hood and glamorize the hood? Honestly, I think there are some negative parts to it because it's like there's a lot of bad stuff that happens in the hood. Like, and niggas will glorify the worst shit. Like, it'll be something terrible, niggas will glorify, and it's like, nigga, are you dumb, right? So it's like, on one hand, I feel like there can be some good parts of it, right? Like, you know, like making the best of not the best situations, for example. But there's a lot of negativity that comes from it too. Like, when niggas be my age still fighting and shit, like, y'all know I watch Baddies, right? Did y'all know that girl Summer none other? She from Detroit. This whole time I thought she was about maybe like 22 years old, like early 20s, right? She is 28 or 29 years old. That's the type of shit, girl, you too old to be acting like that. You know what I'm saying? If she was like 22, I'd have been like, okay, yeah, sure. But yeah, no, girls love The Little Mermaid for some reason. We sure did. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? I love The Little Mermaid. Woo! I love the Latin because the people were brown skinned and Pocahontas. Okay, that's fair. I like that. My brother, I think, liked the Latin. When did the Latin come out? Because I feel like my older siblings liked it. I feel like I might have liked The Little Mermaid because that was like the most recent movie when I was coming up. I didn't like the 2023 Little Mermaid because it was the same. But it was an amazing Halle Bailey demo reel. I will say, I don't feel like the 2023 Little Mermaid was the same. First of all, I didn't like that Scuttle was voiced by a woman. I didn't like that. I didn't like Scuttle's voice at all. I also didn't like, they changed Vanessa's song. You know, when she's in the mirror, what a lovely little bride, oh, make my dear, I look divine. You know, like, they changed her song. And it's like, I kind of liked Halle Bailey's one too, but I like the original Vanessa song more, you know. But some other stuff I liked. I kind of like they little Under the Sea, you know. I don't know, like, all in all, I do prefer the original Little Mermaid, but I don't mind Halle Bailey's. I don't know if I'd ever sit and rewatch it, but I don't know. StreamYard does open panels. You know what? Let me screenshot this. StreamYard does open panels with YouTube. It could work. If you do like people on the panel, you can have power to ban them. Let me screenshot this so I don't forget that. StreamYard. Aladdin and Pocahontas still ain't black. That's true. But sometimes as a kid, like when I was a kid, I used to watch Avatar The Last Airbender. I thought Katara and Sokka was black. I thought Katara was just black with a weave. I'm not going to hold you like she just had a sew-in or something. So sometimes as kids, you kind of gravitate towards people who look most like you. Yeah, Pocahontas and Aladdin still ain't black. But as a kid, I could see a black kid being confused and thinking, oh, they have dark skin like me. And maybe they just got a perm or something. You know, like... Are you still juicing? I haven't been juicing as much, and it's crazy because I got some grapefruits in the kitchen. I've been supposed to make some grapefruit juice, and I still ain't made it. So that's a sign I need to make my grapefruit juice tomorrow because I've been putting that off. I don't know what it's been. Somebody said, yes, Siren is on YouTube. She was calling out the hypocrisy before you, and they hated her. Of course, she was on the grapevine with Caribbeans and Africans calling us lazy, and she gathered them. Of course, they full of shit. They really full of shit. Like, Flower could run the biggest panel on YouTube. I see that happening. I really am going to try to be on live more. My goal right now, at the minimum, is once a month. Okay, once a month, I'm going to be on live, or doing panels or something. Somebody say, yeah, the hood makes you strong, but I am spiritual and still a warrior. That's true. In some ways, the hood makes you strong, but in some ways, it traumatizes you, too. Like, it really does. Like, some of that shit is traumatizing. I'm not going to... Like, I remember I was waiting on the bus one morning. Man, it was about 6 in the morning. Like, what time did I get used to? Like 6:30 in the morning, 6:40 in the morning. Why was niggas shooting? I was like, yo, what? And I just walked down to the next bus stop because I'm like, yo, I'm not finna get shot. Like, but why are we shooting at 6:40 in the morning? Like, what the hell? So I said, flexing the vocals. I'm dead. I really don't think I can sing. That's crazy. The hood taught me survival skills. That is very true. And that's funny because my friend, she was born in Detroit, but they moved out of Detroit when she was like 6. They moved to the suburbs. So, I mean, she wasn't really raised in Detroit, right? And she said, and I'm going to be on here for like 10 more minutes, y'all, because I really got to go and get my life together. But she said, something that she kind of envies me about is the fact that you could drop me in a random location. I'm going to be able to find my way home. Even if I ain't got my car, I'll be able to look up the bus routes or something and figure it out. And she's like, I feel like I'm completely helpless because my parents did everything for me, And it's like, on the other hand, shit, I'm jealous of her. I wish my parents... Now, don't get me wrong. I love my parents. They did a lot, but I wish we had more money, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish we grew up in a nice house in the suburbs and shit. You know what I'm like? But, so I get what you're saying, that the hood taught you survival skills. That's like when I have kids... I don't want my kids to just be completely dependent on me. Of course, I don't want them to be struggling. I'm not one of them parents, figure it out. I had to, Well, I'm not going to be one of those parents. Lissi, I won't do that to you, girl. But, like, I do want you to have some skills to be able to take care of your damn self. I don't want you to just be completely dependent on me at your big grown age. Like, what? Somebody said, do you think DDG tries to sabotage Halle Bailey? I do think, and I don't keep up with him, like, in a dedicated fashion, but I do think he does try to sabotage Halle Bailey. I do. Because I just scroll past Twitter sometimes and see the shit that he be saying. I be like, Somebody said, are you spiritual or religious? Yeah, I'm not really either, honestly. Can you play the violin for us? I did play earlier. I didn't play as long as I was going to. And then we can play a game of chess. You can add me on chess.com. I be telling y'all I'm trash now, though. Like, I can't even play half the time. So you can add me on chess.com. My name on chess.com is slaybrows. SLAYBROWS. So you can add me. Dark skin is wonderful. That's what I'm talking about. Dark skin. Period. Let them know, Lissi. Dark skin popular. Hello, Flower Tower. I love your content. Thank you so much. Somebody said, I find dudes who still act like hood dudes after 25 so cringe. Why are you acting like you still in high school? Same with these young boys who call women, bro. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, that crash out shit, you gotta grow out of that. like, after like 24 or 25, you need to find some emotional regulation. I'm not gonna hold you. That shit, yeah, get it together. Somebody said, look at the comments about the hood. Can't men be strong without being from degeneracy and poverty? We had warrior kings in the past. Yes, I do think that men can be strong without degeneracy and poverty. But I think, there's a quote that says, good times make weak men make bad times, and bad times make strong men. So I do think that growing up in a worse situation is probably more likely to make you stronger than growing up in a better situation. I've seen so much in the hood. There are pros and cons to the hood. I agree. Oh, 7 Mile and Harbor. Okay, period. I am from nowhere near the mile roads, okay? So I am from the Cass Corridor, and it's always funny because people who are not from Detroit, whenever they think of Detroit, they always think of the mile roads. I'm like, I was never nowhere near any of the mile roads until high school because I went to Renaissance, which is off of 6 Mile. In fact, I was in high school, y'all. I couldn't tell you if Nichols was 6 Mile or 7 Mile. When I tell you I was never on the mile roads, I went to school, came back. That was the most interaction I had with the mile roads, okay? Story hour with Flower Tower, period. What is Detroit hoods like? Honestly, I mean, like, probably any hoods. And it definitely depends on what hood. Like, as an adult, I worked in Brightmoor. I was like, it's a third world country, y'all. Like, when I pulled up there the first day of work, I almost pulled back off. I was like, what the hell? I ain't finna park my car out here. Like, it definitely depends on the hood. Like, Lord, good heavens. Love from the UK. Oh, okay, period. Dang, it's late there. What time is it there? And I know we just had daylight savings, so I don't even know what time it is there. I think they're like 5 hours ahead of us, so it's like 12 a.m. there or something. I'm dead. That quote sounds like Lionel Lucy talking to Lex Luthor. I don't know where that came from. And I never watched Smallville. I remember growing up, they used to be on TV. They'd always be like, oh yeah, Smallville at 7 p.m. I never watched Smallville. What was that on? That was on one of them old stations. Oh my goodness. Like, that don't come on no more. Was it Channel 50? They used to have like all the shows on it. Like, I forget. Being biracial is an ugly situation. No matter what they do, they're gonna be criticized. That's true. And I feel like it's kind of the same thing with bi-ethnic people, because I remember Jackie Aina, she's half Nigerian and half Black American. She be pretending that she full Nigerian. I think that is weird, because I used to be subscribed to her for a while, because she does makeup, right? And okay, hold up, because I can do a little makeup. Y'all will see later, right? But I always thought she was full Nigerian until one day she made a video with her mama, and her mama was Black American. And I was like, girl, like, what? That's why she blocked me on Instagram, because I messaged her like, why you be pretending to be Nigerian? That bitch blocked me, okay? But I brought her up because she had come out with these candles, right? And she named one of them some Nigerian phrase, and Nigerians were super offended by it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you can't be offended by something that, somebody who's part of your ethnicity or half of your ethnicity has done, right? But the way they went about being offended, they completely othered her. They were like, you want to be Nigerian so bad, you named your candle this, so-and-so, and you're not even so-and-so, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, damn, that's wild, because she stayed pretending to be Nigerian. And they were quick to straight up tell her, you are not Nigerian, you not one of us, so-and-so and so. So I think the same thing that biracials go through, bi-ethnics also go through. It's kind of like you never really fit into one or the other, so I don't know. Somebody said Jackie Aina always blocking someone who clocked her. See, she blocked me post-haste very quickly. As a biracial, only mushrooms heal my confusion. I ain't gonna hold you. One time I had some edibles. My brother gave me some edibles, y'all. Not the Chinese brother, the other one. That nigga gave me some edibles that was in a plastic bag. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, how strong is these? What are these, right? I ate one of them bitches. I feel like I went to another dimension. I was like, wow. Like, I'm not gonna hold y'all. I was like, whoa. Like, I was crying. I feel like I went to heaven. I was like, it was beautiful, y'all. There was no white people there. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Some of them drugs can definitely have your ass on some other shit. Speaking of which, I also need to go to the dispensary before I go out. See, I got hella shit to do. I'm only finna be on here for 5 more minutes, okay? So if anybody else got anything else to say, listen. Y'all kept bringing her up. See, people always gonna bring you up when you're not in the room. But then suddenly when you hear it, don't nobody got nothing to say. Get on their ass, Lissi. Get on their ass, Lissi. Like, what? What? Yes, the comments were so confused because she tries to portray herself as something she is not fully. Yeah. And honestly, it's the same thing when biracials try to portray themselves as Black. Like, it's the same thing, really. I still smoke my chill. Yeah, see, I always do edibles. I never smoke because smoking just be burning my throat. Like, I just be coughing and not feeling great. Like, get Lissi an afro wig. Yeah, I'm gonna get Lissi some. Lissi bald head is cute anyway, and she got her little wispies. Her head ain't completely flat. She got some wispies. You crazy flower. No white people in heaven. I'm not gonna hold you. No, I'm so serious. Whatever that edible had me on, I was like, wow. I gotta find them videos I recorded while I was hot. Like, I was like, it was beautiful. I was literally crying. I felt like, y'all know in Avatar: The Last Airbender, when Aang was trying to master the Avatar state. Y'all remember? It was like that big Aang, right? And he was walking on that path, like walking towards Aang, but then he heard Katara call him for help. And he was like, and that fucked the whole thing up. I felt like that. It was like an out-of-body experience. Like, I felt like I was watching the world or something, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in heaven. It's beautiful. There ain't no white people here. Like, oh my God. Like, y'all, it was an experience, most certainly. Most certainly. We appreciate you bringing Lissi, y'all. Oh, of course. Lissi appreciates the love. Lissi appreciates the love. Somebody said she tries well too hard. I blocked her before she could block me. I'm not even mad at that. I'm not even mad. She does try hard. And that's exactly how biracials be looking when they be trying hard to be Black. Because it's like, what are you doing? Just embrace who you are. Like, it's definitely weird. And it's especially weird because she grew up in America. At least if she grew up in Nigeria and she was half Nigerian, it will make sense that she identifies more with Nigeria. You grew up in America around your whole American family. Like, what? So the shit is weird. I'm dead paying my child support for Lissi. That's what I'm talking about. See, Lissi needs the love. And she a freeloader. So yeah. I need some child support for her. Somebody said I block her every now and then. And then block her again. I'm screaming. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much. That is so sweet. It's funny because the real Nigerians feel the same way about the Nigerian Americans as a black American. That's true. Yeah, Nigerians don't even claim Nigerian Americans. Folks who's fully Nigerian and grew up in America. So they definitely not going to claim somebody who grew up in America and is only half Nigerian. Like, same with Caribbeans and Caribbean. That's very true because I've been to the Caribbean and they straight up, like that happened in front of me. They straight up told this girl, your daddy is not Guyanese. He not from Guyana. He was born in the UK. Even though both his parents was Guyanese. Like, somebody said, that sounds beautiful. It was, y'all. Like, that was a true experience. How can they say she's not Nigerian, but they be cosplaying black Americans? That's true, too. But you know what they say. Folks try to have a cake and eat it, too. Acid trips, all the universe in the slave ship. I'm telling you, some of them drugs be drugging, okay? How can they, okay. Who y'all talking about? We talking about Jackie Aina. What's your email / Gmail flower? My email, I think it's flowertowers87 at Yahoo. But I don't think I gotta check. I'll post it on my community page. Oh, hey lovely, love it here. Keep it up, love. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. I appreciate that. But it's about time for me to go, y'all. Because I have buku shit to do. Somebody said, who is Jackie? Never heard of her. She was initially like a makeup artist. That's why I watched her, because I used to be subscribed to a bunch of makeup artists on YouTube. And she does other stuff. I don't know if she even really does makeup videos as much, because I haven't really watched her. Ever since I found out she was half black American, I kind of stopped watching her, because I feel like that's just weird that you pretend to be Nigerian and you're not. Like, you know, if she was open about, yeah, I'm half Nigerian, half black American, then okay, cool. But the fact that she pretends she's completely Nigerian, but she half black American and she grew up in America, I think that's weird. I stopped really watching her after that. But yeah, she used to do makeup and stuff for the most part. But yeah, thank you. This was a great live. Thank you so much. Lissi said good night. It's time to get into the bed. Period. All right, y'all. Like I said, I'm gonna be going live more often. My goal is once a month. Okay, so thanks everybody who came to my live. I really do appreciate it. Okay, and next time I will be more organized. I'm like, yes, I'm going live on this day around this time, because I was not organized with it this time. Okay. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. All right, bye everybody.